In a story that I could have told you was coming any day, it has been reported by On3 that there are allegations of fraud arising in a pipeline between Australian players and college football. Let me tell you, I've covered recruiting long enough. I've talked to guys that are in charge of gals that are in charge of recruiting at their school, and they don't even think about the traditional American punter anymore. They're all about the Australian punter, and the fact that some might be bilingual, no, ambidextrous. Yes, that would help. But this does not shock me at all. What are the allegations that we're hearing about Australian punters?
So this is an exclusive report from I kid you not, a months-long investigation by a local TV station. Like, I didn't even think investigative reporting was a thing anymore. People just don't spend the money that they should on it anymore. But this local TV station in San Antonio did a 7-month investigation. Yes. And it was Fox 29 out of San Antonio. And the investigation found alleged immigration fraud involving Australian punters and kickers that have permeated college football rosters over the last decade. An exclusive suggested some of the Australian kickers and punters were potentially ineligible to not only not receive a college scholarship, but also a student visa as well. Both violations of NCAA regulations. An anonymous coach said there are players doing it the right way, Australian and international players and American players that are doing it the right way, that have legit transcripts, and said that's the injustice, is that they're getting screwed from these guys not doing it the right way. So this Fox 29 Fox 29 reports that the anonymous coach first learned of this issue when an Australian player he had previously recruited was, quote, re-represented as a 4-year eligible freshman by the Australian company ProKick. And ProKick, there were these coaches that he was talking to that were under the impression he had 4 years to play. He had never been to college. ProKick's Australia website includes 7 current NFL punters, such as Texas alum Michael Dixon, Ohio State alum Cameron Johnston, Utah alum Mitch Wisnowski. This is all relevant to Tennessee because they have a punter by the name of Jackson Ross, who is Australian and ambidextrous.
Amphibious.
Amphibious. He can breathe in and out of water.
By
the way, Jackson Ross is a product of ProKick. So just want to point that out. He is a product of ProKick. So this could affect Tennessee if this turns into anything.
Well, I mean, it definitely could. My question with the Australian punter thing is maybe it's not a factor anymore because do you remember we used to have conversations about academic ineligibility or eligibility? We don't have that anymore. So does it affect that at all? I mean, how are these guys vetted? I just have to be real honest. I don't understand how they're vetted. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not smart. Don't get me wrong, but how do they? I mean, it seems like it's two different equations to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know why it's worth. I get for a kicker. Why are you putting your programs? Risking punishment for your program for a punter. Like this day and age in college football, given how much the ball moves and punters are not as important as they once were. Is there a Jim Tressel somewhere in college football right now, Dave? That's what did Jim Tressel say one time? The punt is the most important play in football. Anybody that says that is an idiot.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but the most important play in football is, you want to answer it?
Your first play on your opening of the drive?
Well, just first down in general. If you gain 4 yards or more, statistically, you're probably going to score on that.
No, field position matters, Dave. Don't you know? 3 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and then you punt. And eventually, if you have a good punter, you're going to win the field position battle because one time you're going to start with the drive past midfield after your 5th time punting and boring the hell out of the fans.
Derek says Jackson Ross should do the ball walk in Crocodile Dundee outfit. Yeah, that's actually the Tennessee. I don't know if you know this, but they recruited a guy from Austria, and I said, "So you coming to Tennessee? They'll throw some shrimp on the barbie."
Okay, you're making a Dumb and Dumber reference.
Okay, I didn't know if you would get it.
Yes, so, I love that movie.
I wanted to make sure.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. We appreciate all the comments online. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. The show represented by Banks & Jones, Tennessee's trial attorney, as we broadcast live from the Ted Russell Ford Lincoln Studios, East Tennessee's largest volume dealer. And now Caleb is going into a bit of a different direction, which I like. What's a bigger deal?
You don't want to stick on this for a second?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, do you think anything's going to come out of this with do you think there's going to get schools get on probation? Like, because we're not just talking academic ineligibility, we're talking immigration fraud. Like, what if a school's forging a visa to get a kid here?
Oh, okay. I didn't follow that. We didn't go over that in our 345.
No, they don't have eligible student visas. Some of them, according to this report.
Well, no, that somebody will absolutely lose their eligibility because of that. I don't know if it's Jackson Ross or who it is, but somebody will.
And I mean, look, and also, I mean, given how this administration wants to crack down on immigration, you could maybe see a coach go to prison for that. Like, I'm just saying, if a coach is out here, I mean, if a coach is out here helping somebody illegally immigrate to the U.S. so they can play punter on their football team, like I'm just saying, that's immigration fraud? And by the way, they took a visa away from somebody else who was trying to get a visa.
Hold on a second.
Jones. BanksandJones.com.
Oh wait, I was gonna play
Tennessee's.
I was gonna play the dumb coaches thing for you. Yeah, that would be the dumbest coach. And it is funny how coaches will occasionally find themselves awry of the law. It almost happened with Philip Fulmer. And yeah, I don't mind saying this now, and I don't think anything nefarious actually happened, but he met with a assault victim the morning after at a Shoney's and discussed the case. That could have been tampering. And I don't think he knew that.
No, I don't think he knew that. He was I mean, the thing is, when you have these athletes become coaches at it, like Fulmer was like never worked in anything but football his whole life, right? His entire life did nothing but work in football. So I don't think he saw anything but from beyond the scope of just, I'm not saying he never saw anything beyond the scope of being a jock. You know what I mean? And
that won a national championship, so it's not a bad thing.
Right. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I mean, Jeremy Pruitt, same way, where you can, I've never seen this done. By the way, Jeremy Pruitt would be giving out illegal visas. He would Chick-fil-A bags.
If he thought there was a player in Mexico, he would get him across the border illegally. By the way, what did Derek say?
Trump just added Australia as the 52nd state. What do you mean?
Isn't there? Did we add one already? I thought there were 50.
There's 50. Yeah, but no, we're going to add Canada. Don't you know that?
I haven't heard that, but I don't think their prime minister is too keen on that.